What is up, Spurs fans? I am the masked SA Spurs Nation 87. Game 1 of the 2014 Western Conference quarterfinals. Our San Antonio Spurs 90 over the Dallas Mavericks 85. This was not a good game. Okay? I'm not being negative. I'm not talking negative about the Spurs. I'm not talking bad about the Spurs. This was a bad game. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Our bench wasn't productive from game 1. The only productive player off the bench was Manu Ginobili. He had 17 points. The rest of the Spurs bench had 6. That's not good enough. That's not. But our starters was better than our bench. Because our starters of Kawhi Leonard, Parker, and Duncan had 27 points, 7 rebounds, excuse me. Tony Parker had 21 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. And Kawhi Leonard had a double-double with 11 points and 10 rebounds. The first quarter was okay. The Spurs had a 21-12 lead over the Mavs. And then in the second quarter, the Mavs just they dominated the second quarter, big time. They were on a 15-0 run, and the Spurs barely had an answer for them. In the second half, the rest of the game was bad. There wasn't really much to explain about the second half. But all I know is at the end, the Spurs pulled it off. So the Spurs lead the series 1-0. Now in the next game, hold on, before I get any further. Other than that, the Spurs played great defense on Dirk Nowitzki and Monte Ellis. They held both of them a 4 of 14 of shooting. Very impressive. But with this 5-point win, it's not going to cut it. Game 2 is tonight. The Spurs bench need to be more productive tonight than our starters. And everyone knows this. Our bench is one of the bestest benches ever. The greatest Spurs bench ever that we have of this season. Our bench averages 45 to 47 points per game. Per game. We're the top 3-point shooting team at 41%. And from the 3-point shooting from game 1 was terrible. The Spurs need to do a better job game 2 tonight. Okay, like I said, maybe it's because it was just a bit of an off day, but that's no excuse because come towards playoff time, that's when you need to have your game on. You need to have your game on, ready to come to battle and to play team basketball. This is no excuse at all for how the Spurs played in game 1. So it was a sloppy first game, but the second game, hey, might be a lot more better. Now, in this playoff series, I've got the Spurs in 5. And I say that because the Spurs are a better defensive team than the Mavs. They are. The Mavs have the worst defense ever. The only time when they're actually good is if they're playing somewhat defense, which they really don't play defense at all. And then there's either if a player shoots the ball and misses, and they can go on runs. And this Dallas team is a good team that goes on runs. They can go on very good runs. So the Spurs need to shoot with better confidence. And not only that, the Spurs need to take care of the ball a lot better. Okay? I expect a lot more out of the bench for game 2 tonight. But also, like I said, I had the Spurs in 5 because it's not going to be those games where Dirk Nowitzki goes 4-14. There is going to be a game. There is going to be a game where Dirk Nowitzki does shine and pull one off for the Mavericks. Depending if the Spurs completely... And it could be a possible sweep, but I got the Spurs in 5. But it could be a possible sweep if the Spurs lock down on Dirk Nowitzki and Monte Ellis for the series. If they lock them down completely on defense and they can make them score 4 out of 14, just like... I know it's not going to be every other game, but, you know. The thing is, if the Spurs lock down Dirk Nowitzki and Monte Ellis on defense, and to keep them from not scoring as much, or from, you know, it could be a sweep. But I got them in 5 because there's always going to be that one game that Dirk Nowitzki will shine for the Mavericks. And yeah, we did sweep. The Spurs did sweep the Mavericks in the regular season, but that's the season. This is the playoffs. The playoffs is a whole different story. Way different story. You're facing the same team for 7 games. For 7 games straight. Depending if you win 4 out of 7, 5 out of 7, 6 out of 7, or you win the best 7 series. Okay? When you play the same team, they go back and they watch the tapes of what the other team did, what they're doing, how they're doing picks, and how they're, you know, out on the floor, spreading the floor, guarding other players. They're going to look over that. Okay? So, with that being said, you know, like I said, good win by the Spurs. Nasty, ugly win by the Spurs, but hey, a win's a win. The Spurs need to do a better job tonight. Our bench needs to be more productive tonight than our starters. Because, like I said, our bench averages 45 to 47 points per game. And we have a better bench than this. They're better than this. So, I will make my Game 2 video tomorrow. So, the Spurs, again, win Game 1, 90-85. Under Duncan's 27 points, 7 rebounds. Way to go, guys. Good start. Let's get Game 2 tonight. Until then, go! Spurs! Go!